Hello, Benjamin. Have you been practicing martial arts without me?
Yeah. I really hope we never have to test this in any setup or setting. It's that time of the week again, my friend.
It is, and I'm hoping for a good one. Last week we actually had a really good show. Yeah, there was lots of chat, lots of chat in the chat. Let's see if that happens again.
Keep it coming, guys. We are here to speak with you, to you.
Absolutely.
Anything we need to talk about?
Yeah, to start with, Benjamin. Well, it's getting a bit gloomier in Berlin, which is, I still love the city. No complaints at all. It's just a passing of the seasons, as this too shall pass. Always says that this is what happens. But I like the sun.
Do you know where it also gets a bit gloomier?
Where?
In United's Champions League season.
Yeah. I feel like this is gonna. It started brightly as it does today, but it was just such a weird performance. I think I put that one down to a lot of inexperience from Ole. It was like we were playing Man City or Chelsea or like these young boys, literally. It was like, who is this team? And United just set up too defensively. The substitutions, I just didn't buy them. I actually liked the switch at 5 at the back. I thought you could have made that switch earlier, because I thought it gave them some interesting width with a decent center, but it was just didn't work.
So you're basically saying the young boys burned you.
Yeah, in more ways than one, unfortunately.
Well,
it was very Jesse, say something like that. Yeah.
I keep saying I think you should run a podcast or a show where you exclusively talk about sports, like the actual happenings, and not the tech part. Not that you're not good in that as well, but I think there's something in there.
Maybe. We shall see. All right.
One follow-up before we come to the tech part of things, because we spoke about it last week. I finally watched Drive to Survive. We talked about it last week. I just wanted to share it with you. Yeah, it is bringing me a bit back, because I haven't watched a Formula 1 race in years, and like I already told you, it is really nice to see the background stories. It gives context also with the smaller teams, so suddenly the whole experience, as you would say, becomes richer. So what I did afterwards, I was binge watching series 3, all I think 10 episodes or so, and then Sunday I watched at least part of the race. I had other plans, but yeah, so I'm back in it, and I have to say things changed a bit. Like the quality of the broadcast is, of course, better than years ago. So also that I enjoyed.
Yeah. Formula 1 is just elevated experience, and Monza was a great race to catch. Lots of drama, lots of excitement. Yeah.
Speaking about elevated experiences,
let's do it. Nice segue.
Guys, we have to talk about this one. You have probably seen it trillions of times already, but there was
still cool. We have to talk about it.
Yeah, and we will talk about why it is so cool and if it's really so cool. These are some of the questions I wanna come up with. But in case you haven't seen it yet, even though in case you have seen it, it's worth watching it again. The Carolina Panthers had this mixed reality experience. We'll figure out what exactly or who was able to see this, and it looked like this. I'm gonna play this for you. Maybe with the sound. I don't know if you can hear this properly. That's the Panther. That's their mascot. And obviously, the Panther was angry. It was the season opener against New York Jets, and the Panther was hungry. So it jumped into the stadium. Whoa. This is what happened. That's the flag of the New York Jets, but it is a bit scary, isn't it?
It looked super interesting. Yeah,
it did look interesting, and yeah, the internet was full of it. Some hilarious comments, like this guy was like absolutely stomped this guy. So yeah, first things first, it was mixed reality. Yeah,
yep.
Of course this wasn't not real, but shows the options that mixed reality comes along with. Then I believe that's also what the article said. It was only for the fans within the stadium. But here is where my first question comes into play. I'm not sure if they didn't have to use their phones. I think they were seeing it on the screen as well, the same way as we see it here. So somehow I think it wasn't like proper mixed reality. Would you agree?
I think they had, because I saw another story which covered this. I think the fans had, I mean, obviously they had both options. So they were playing it on the big screen, and the fans could put up their phone and see the Panther in that way, but they wouldn't know what it's doing. So I guess it was important to put it on the big screen. Not everybody would be holding the phone, so they had to do a bit of both. Yeah,
because this is where the power lies, right? Yeah. But someone said, I think it was the Pat McAfee show, popular NFL broadcast, who said that they actually produced it to be a viral thing on social media. So it was not too much about the fans. And that it was also really expensive, but the Carolina Panthers have, I think, one of, if not the richest owners in the NFL. So it was a big thing. The question always is, why did they do this, and when does this become something that is really embedded into, let's say, every game we go to? We'll come to some 5G topic further down the show, but the main thing is, I mean, this is going to be the future, and it's only going to be the future if every fan can see this on his or her phone. Right, and then the question is, it's not bringing you any additional revenue or anything. It's just a cool thing to do, and maybe it's going to develop into a standard that everybody does that, let's say, belongs to the experience. Like, for a while there were cheerleaders everywhere, and some teams already got rid of cheerleaders because they say it's not the time to have cheerleaders anymore. I mean, most of us sports still have that, but maybe at some point it's normal to have some mixed reality entry show, halftime show, instead of having actually someone on the ground or something like this. So good entertainment, not a revenue driver, but fun, and definitely scored them some points on social media. What do you think?
Well, a couple of points. Question you asked. Firstly, why did they do this? I mean, they did it, I think, obviously for the reasons that's happening right now. We are talking about it, as is the whole world, and there's so much buzz being created. So it's a buzz machine, hype machine, shall we say? And the revenue one, I will say, I mean, right now they're just doing Carolina Panther doing a Panther, but it's very easy to see a VR or AR based sponsor activation using this kind of technology. So revenue is not far away. I think it's getting people used to it right now. It's a bit of hype and it's a bit of fun, and that's what it's all about. Sports, no? It's a bit of fun. I think, you're right in that it'll take a while to be normalized. We saw this, I think we were talking about this today, 2019, Baltimore Ravens did something similar, not as fancy, but we were talking about this today in the office. But this is actually, I was surprised that it's taken so long. I guess last year during the pandemic, maybe they weren't so interested in doing stuff, but this is the second time, and I think there'll be more coming up soon.
Yeah, but I also ask myself, how often can something like this go viral? Because it worked in 2019, and 2020 was about Nickelodeon. We're going to get to that as well later. Now it's the Panther. So when does it become boring as well? So how long can you score with something like this?
I think those become like activations and sponsors, different formats. I think it's still the early stages of exploring something. Let's see how it goes. I agree.
Yep. Okay. And before you come to your first topic, just one thing. I'm always curious which advertisement is shown on the websites that you show us, because you still don't have an ad blocker. So I sometimes I hope it's going to be something that I can make fun of. So I'm having an eye on it. Take it away.
Let's take a look. Nothing so interesting today. We're on Business Wire, and I guess they don't sell any ad space. This is about Aktivate, a company which helps with, we see a lot of platforms like Team Snap and such, which help professional and collegiate athletic programs with their, let's say, organization, management, communication, fundraising, all of those kind of things. Aktivate is a platform that is doing that same task, but for scholastic, for schools from K to 12, helping those sports programs run more efficiently. Right, so it's raised 7 million in funding. This is the platform. As always, every week we like to showcase some interesting or cool bit of tech. Activate is the one for this week. The youth sports market, $35 billion, huge, huge, huge. Of course, everybody knows that. And Activate is that platform which helps them organize it. What does it do exactly? I'll show you this little slide. Yeah, basically it's to help school programs manage their communication, manage their schedule, get the parents involved with a bit of software. It's an app through which the parents can see, hey, what is their kid schedule for the day, the week, the upcoming timeline, to communicate with the coach. It's easy way to integrate sponsors, fundraising I already mentioned, all that kind of stuff. It's a nice SaaS platform to help schools manage their athletic programs. The last point I'll mention, because I mentioned Team Snap at the top, Will Ventures, a well-known fund in the SportsTech world, are one of the investors, and they have in fact hired the CTO. Where is that line? Yeah, there we go. Of Team Snap as the head of technology for this platform as well, Shane Emmons, who's joining the team. So they're building a team with pedigree. Team Snap is a multi-million dollar, tens of million dollar revenue company. So they've brought in a team with pedigree, brought in really good investors. The rest of the fund as well, just to mention the names, it's backed by, Tal Ventures and Village Global. Village Global has LPs from Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and et cetera, et cetera. So two good funds have taken a bet on Activate. Let's see what they execute.
Nice. And funny enough, I was about to ask or mention Snapchat, not Snapchat, TeamSnap, because it sounded so similar, just for, let's say, a younger audience or a school target group, because it sounds really similar, and it totally makes sense that I hire one of those guys. What I was wondering is that also for the kids in school, like include some features that lets them safely use this app or something like this, or is it more for the staff and for the parents? Have you seen something about this? Or
yeah, it's usually, I mean, comprehensive athlete tracking and registration is the first point. So usually they includes all data for the athlete, any sort of maybe a bit of performance data, usually not too much. I haven't seen the platform myself, I have to say, but usually these kind of platforms will get basic record of what the athlete has been doing. It's not so much performance enhancement, it's just general management, but the student themselves does have a lot of use for it. Yes.
And I think it fits very well to the North American market. I always look at it from a German perspective. Here it would take ages. It's like, oh, is it data secure? And the parents would rather use some WhatsApp groups or something. So I appreciate that someone is taking that one.
Yeah, but I think the core design is a reason for it as well. The core structure of the athletic programs in North America and the US specifically, in school and college, is very different because there's so much money at stake. Yeah. These kids, the kind of levels that they can reach, they're scouted so young, and then they actually forget the athletes who actually go on to become pros. So a lot of these kids are looking for the college scholarships, and all those things can build a career of somebody, for the rest of life, even outside of sports. So these kind of tools can really make that difference if it's being used well.
And also interesting with what we've seen with the NIL rule changes that, college athletes can monetize their career already. Maybe it's gonna swap over to schools as well. Who knows?
Yeah, that was actually going to be my question to you, Ben, but I feel like we're running quite long today. I didn't want to ask it, but yeah, it's a super fair point. How far are we from that conversation coming up in schools? Let's see.
I would rather spend more time on one of my favorite topics. Here you go.
Yeah, it's coming.
The three magic letters. NFTs. Every week we can speak about it. Make sure to check out niftysports.co, where we write about it every week. But coming back to the news, US Open done, right? Tournament ended. What we did not feature yet. What?
What an Open, by the way, just to point out. Sorry, what an Open. I mean, Raducanu, 18-year-old kid, 18 versus 19 in the US Open finals on the women's. And on the other side, Djokovic lost in straight sets. Sorry.
Here's a little confession. My age is more than the combined age of the two finalists. I just realized it.
I'm not too far away. I'm not too far away.
Okay, I have the old stamp on me now. Coming back to the topic that keeps me young, the NFTs. Yeah, US Open, I missed it until a few days ago, had limited edition NFT cards. And they came in 3 different blocks. I mean, what you see here are US Open Championship cards. This means you get moments and celebrations from, I don't know, some of the biggest stars. I think if we go here, we see some of them. So Andy Roddick, Venus Williams, yeah, celebrating, I don't know, some match points and all that. So pretty cool historic value. Then we had some US Open 2021 exclusive stuff with like a trophy and some other stuff. But what I actually want to talk about with you, because I think it is something very relevant for whoever goes to events, but also people who run events, is the one here in the middle. It does not look so spectacular, but it is a so-called POAP. A POAP is a proof of attendance protocol. So only if you're attending the game, I'm not sure entirely how they do it from a technological perspective, if they do some geofencing stuff or whatever, but only if you attend the event, you're allowed to get or mint or get airdropped one of those POAPs. And a POAP is also an NFT. It just says that it proves that you have been there. And that's a very interesting concept, especially if you think about the digital world we live in, and we want to, I don't know, sometimes show off where we've been, what we've done. And yeah, the audience in a digital world is just bigger as the one that we have in our physical lives. So those POAPs could be used by event organizers and to hand them out to the attendants. And yeah, attendees can use it to show off, prove that I've been there, keep it as a memorabilia that they can also sell, by the way. So yeah, I personally expect that this is going to be a standard, same as NFT tickets, for example. What do you think about a POAP? If you go to a Man United game and you would get a POAP for free, would you appreciate that or not?
Yeah, I think it'd be a nice little souvenir. Why not? It's not something that I have to carry or lug around. Makes it easy for me to feel happy in myself as long as United have won that day. That would be important. My question about this one is: so is this launched or this is upcoming?
No, this is already available. So
So how did it do? Any word on that?
I have not checked that, but as you can see, there's a button get yours. I would assume you probably have to. Oh yeah, that's maybe interesting to tell. So there is a central page for this. It's poap.xyz, and there you can then claim your token. Yeah, I didn't get one so far. I mean, I didn't go to the open, but I never claimed any. So enter your email address, then somehow you have to prove that you have been there. Something like this, or you cannot even see the page because it's a different
no, the only thing I was asking, because we've been talking about this, that yeah, sports NFTs have kind of been on this primarily downward curve, and in August we saw a bit of a spike. Yeah, there was more activity there, so I was curious whether that had rubbed off onto the US Open tokens, but maybe we can review that in a few weeks or something. NiftySports.com, I'm sure we'll review that. .co, sorry.
Yes, so POAP, keep that in mind. Cool new direction in NFTs, helps you to show off.
Yeah, speaking about cool and new, we are all over our segues today, Benjamin. Yeah, Whoop. Yeah, they came out with their new band after 3.0, which was not very well received. Whoop was 4.0. Yeah, 3.0, especially with the heart rate monitor, apparently had a lot of issues. I don't have one, so I can't speak proper first person, but that's what the reviews online said. But anyway, Whoop launched 4.0 today, and it's revolutionary with all new things, with every new version of your phone and this and that. It's incredible and it's amazing. Is it really? Well, let's take a deeper look. It is smaller, smarter, and there is something extra. So I think those two are important words. First of all, it's a wristband, so the smaller really make that much of a difference, but apparently it is 1/3 the size smaller with more battery life, which is good. The first point you'll note is that they've upgraded sensor configuration, because I think they realized that they had issues with the last one, so they flagged that as the first improvement. Then everything else, I mean, better sleep measurement with haptic alerts. It'll ping and wake you up if you need, if you set it that way. Oximeters, skin temperature, like a lot of this stuff, which let's say has been fairly common, not fairly common, but in the last couple of years, we've seen other companies in this space, Whoop, adding a lot of these features into their basic strap set. I think Whoop's main USP has always been their depth of data, so that's always curious to see. So this is all on the strap. What they also launched, which is new, is their anywhere technology, which they talk about. Now, what this basically means is that, you can take that same Whoop sensor and put it in a variety of garments. So for example, if you come to the Whoop buy page, so you can take, these are the sensors which are available at whatever price, and these are the garments where you can insert that sensor, whether it's a smart bra, leggings, boxers, shorts, anything. Wristbands, different types of wristbands, arm sleeves, etc. So now the point is that I think I also saw there was a calf strap, or maybe it's just the same band as a bicep band. So anyway, point being that you don't have to wear the sensor on your wrist anymore. If for some reason you find that uncomfortable, or you don't want to wear it while you're doing a particular sport, you can put on any of their wearables, other forms of wearables, their garments, basically apparel, and you get that sensor working all your data. It was like, I mean, the garment itself is not smart. It's got a little holder for your sensor. So not so excited. It seemed like a bit of a plug for their own, let's say, apparel line, which also makes sense. But Whoop 4.0, I'm curious to try one out. If anybody from Whoop is watching this, please do send us one. We'd love to test it and put it up on our YouTube review channel. Why not, Ben?
Yeah, same. I had the same feeling like you just described. The apparel line doesn't convince me. I mean, you can just put it in whatever else you're wearing. I mean, the little hole or whatever you have in there, I mean, that cannot be so hard. I wouldn't change my apparel just for that. You said the 3.0 was not so well received, so then it makes sense to have 4.0, adding whatever cool new stuff that they have, also great. Question always is, how well do they then build it into their app? So how much useful insights do you actually get? I think that is probably the core. Just adding to this, maybe another reason why they did that, or I'm not sure if that's connected, but also Peloton announced like more of their apparel line, right?
Yep.
So it seems like that is a must-have for all the fancy fitness tech guys now, and there's definitely a battle going on there.
Yeah, I think it, just briefly summing it up, I think you mentioned it with the NFTs, it's this whole thing of ownership, claiming, being part of this community. I was there, I have this, I want to show it off. It's that whole thing, and all these guys want to ride that wave. I'm not the biggest fan, but I see the logic, and I'm sure there'll be people who buy it. But my only funny thing was that, like, what am I doing where I don't want to wear it on my wrist, but I want to wear it like on my compressible or my shorts or something like that? I was like, isn't this like the easiest place to wear a tracker? But maybe that's just me.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, yeah, but some people prefer, I don't know, here or I don't know, somewhere else.
Yeah.
But just coming back to the anywhere, maybe it's just a smart way of packaging your merch line, something like this.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.
All right. Then top topic of the week. It is the NFL again, after we have already spoken about the Carolina Panthers, but this is a slightly different topic. It is about the NFL and Verizon signing a 10-year extension to their already existing tech-focused partnership. So what is in place now, and how does it change? So far, Verizon has a partnership with the NFL that lets them stream some of the games from the NFL on mobile devices. So actually really powerful, good, rich package, and also an expensive one, I assume. So now they've extended this contract, but with some changes, and it is also connected on how Verizon is changing. And Verizon is not focusing on content anymore, as also the article says. So they're not streaming anymore. They didn't they sell Yahoo, I think, this year, and some other property. So they're getting rid of all their content platforms, but focusing more on the technology side. And when we speak about technology, there are two letters that are very important for Verizon already now in the upcoming years. And those two letters are 5 and G. The 5G technology that is already sort of kind of rolled out throughout the US and also coming more and more to Europe is really crucial for Verizon. What does that mean? Especially with the NFL, I think by now the majority, if not all, of the stadiums are equipped with 5G technology. And the big question is, what is that good for? What can that be used for? And one of the biggest properties that they have already introduced in some of the stadiums, but they're going to extend it, is this multi-view option. So there will still be some content streamed, but you can choose between different camera angles. And that is, I think, one important thing to understand with 5G mobile technology. It is not only useful for people who are in the stadium, who then finally have a good internet connection, but it also essentially changes, or significantly changes, how content is produced in a stadium. Because with this nice, fast network that they have there, they can operate so many cameras and stream in the best quality. Something that is really tricky at the moment. It is very much dependent on the cables that are in the stadium. Now they can basically put a 4K iPhone everywhere in the stadium and stream live from it. They can even stream from a fan's 4K phone. So even though the magic happens in the stadium, that also has an effect on people who are watching from home. Long story short, fans get new views, more cameras. They are their own directors. They're basically not dependent anymore on what whoever is in charge for deciding what is shown for a game, but they can choose it. On top of that, and it also gets relevant for the staff, like the coaches and the athletes, they can do really nice overlays. And this is where also obviously lots of data comes in. So nice data overlays, stats. So also that can be then controlled by a fan or right when the game is happening for the staff and the athletes. There was a little monologue here, but basically Verizon is focusing on that 5G topic, not so much content anymore, more towards technology, and that produces cool new stuff from the stadium, the venue. What do you think?
Yeah, and 25 stadiums, I think the article mentions there are 25 stadiums already 5G enabled. I can't imagine how there'd be, I mean, there's not too many left. Who will go further into enabling. Last week, I think it was that we talked about the ESPN Edge Innovation Center, where Verizon is also a partner. Basically, they're plugging their 5G technology everywhere they can. NFL is one. I'm sure this will be for the NBA, for all the other sports. You're going to see this all the European sports teams as well. Yeah, big change is coming with the advent of 5G. And let's see how much innovation is built on top of them. That's what I'm looking forward to. And yeah, in fairness, this is one of those things.
Yes, just want to let you know, again, it's NFL. They're pretty dominant this week.
Prime time.
Yeah, the season kicked off again with the NFL, so they're shooting out lots of new stuff and everything. So slime time, you might remember, because we talked about it in the last season, this kids-themed Nickelodeon branded broadcast from one of the games, which was a big success. And it's like the Panthers clip, it also went viral. The good news is it is back. There's gonna be January 16th, the wild card game is gonna be another slime time, super cool kids themed broadcast. But I think even cooler thing is over here. If I can quickly stop this guy here. Where is it? I think over here, yes. In addition to the game telecast, the partners are also producing NFL Slime Time, a new half-hour weekly series on Nickelodeon, which will premiere Wednesday, September 15th, yesterday. So they will have some Nickelodeon stars teen sports correspondents, Nickified highlights, game footage, all of that good stuff. So they're turning it into a weekly thing. There is going to be a weekly show for kids to watch football. Fantastic, isn't it?
Catch them young and watch them grow, Ben. That's what the NFL is trying to do. Yeah,
that is true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is bang on trend, and I didn't mind it last time, the animation and all that. I don't know what the show is going to be like, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I know you have not following football so closely, so maybe it's a good entrance for you to come back into the game. Yeah. Like keep it stupid simple.
All right, I think that's our show, Ben. Not much chat this week, disappointingly. Hey guys, say hi to us. We don't want to just be the only two guys in the room. But anyway, you can always do that next week.
That is true. Anything else coming up in the next days? Anything important sports-wise? Something you look forward to?
No, I would just say go to youtube.com. Make sure you check out our channel. We've got a new video out. We're testing some running devices. Arion, I think that's out, dropped today. Ben, have you tested it yourself yet?
No, I'm just looking over here. I think I have it somewhere here. I want to test it because I think it's very cool.
Yeah, get on there. Yeah. That should be a fun one. It's a little sensor that you strap onto your shoe and then you run and then tells you a bunch of data. So check that one out. And Nifty Sports we plugged. What else is there? Hello SportsTech shop. Go check that out. Guys, we put so much stuff out for you guys. Go check it out. Give us some love.
You go through all the captions that we have now.
I'm trying to be disciplined about the plug. Anyway, that's it. I think otherwise we're good.
Sweet. All right. Have a good rest of the week, everyone. See each other next week, Thursday. Take care.